Every radio station website should be a revenue generator. Well, today we're going to talk about the top 5 most essential sponsorships that every radio station website should have.
You're listening to Better Radio Websites, the definitive podcast for radio professionals who want their websites to generate more traffic and substantial revenue. Get time-tested techniques, secret tricks, and valuable tools in online content, marketing, analytics, security, social media, and much more. Ready for your radio station to dominate digital in your market? Here we go.
Hi, it's Jim, and welcome to Better Radio Websites, the podcast that wants to help you get more visitors and the most revenue from your radio station website. Thank you so much for tuning in this week, and if you haven't subscribed, be sure that you do that, and if you're on YouTube, be sure that you like and subscribe as well, as it helps this channel grow. Well, today we're going to be talking about essential radio station sponsorship opportunities. If you're not doing anything at all, you should be doing these 5. And if you are doing these 5, chances are you're probably making enough revenue with your radio station website to at least pay for the hosting or the service that you have. As you know, a well-crafted website serves as the cornerstone of your station's online presence. A lot of folks think that maybe, just because I have Facebook, I'm good to go. But really, you can't make any money off of Facebook or Twitter or any of these other social media platforms. You're renting that space, but with your website, it's a space that you own and you control all of the revenue that comes from it. What you should be doing is having sponsorships all throughout your radio station website in order so that website can at least pay for itself, but hopefully give you a whole lot more revenue and another line to put on your monthly statement or whatever as income that you're making. Today, we're going to discuss the minimum sponsorship opportunities that every radio station should have. All right. So by tapping into the following opportunities, you can create a more engaging experience for your listeners while opening up new revenue streams. Every station website should have these at any given time. Start off with the homepage. A radio station website without a homepage banner ad tells the world that you're really not interested in making money with your radio station website. It's likely that you're not promoting your website on air and over social media, and you're probably not updating it regularly either. If you're not interested in making money with your radio station website, boy, have you landed on the wrong podcast, because this is what we're all about, is more visitors and making more money with your radio station website. Now, some of the ideal sponsors for your homepage banner ads could be, it runs the whole gamut. Everybody that's on your radio station could be a potential sponsor of your homepage. And it's not really a homepage sponsor per se, but it's just sponsoring the radio station website. Local restaurants, entertainment venues, automotive dealerships, everybody else that's advertising on your radio falls into the category of being a potential homepage sponsor. Number 2 is the weather page sponsorship. Now, I know there's some people out there that say, hey, I have you have the weather in your pocket on your cell phone or whatever, and weather just really has no place on the radio station website. Sure, that's great. If everybody in the world is like you, then that's great, and I agree with that probably. But how about older listeners, people with disabilities? These people probably don't have a smartphone in their pocket. I mean, phones are getting smaller. Maybe people don't like looking at this little bitty text on their screen. And so then that makes your radio station website one location that they could turn to for local weather. If they go to weather.com, they have to type in their location, and maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe they have a disability that doesn't allow them to do that every single time. So your radio station website weather page can be a destination for them. That means it's going to be a great place for sponsorships. Now, some local sponsors that could benefit from advertising on your weather page could be local insurance companies, storm shelters, roofing contractors, outdoor equipment. All of these benefit from weather-related content, so they fall perfectly in line for being a sponsor on your weather page. Number 3 is the streaming sponsor. For most stations, the streaming page or player, it's the heart of the website. Securing a streaming sponsorship there ensures constant visibility because it's more than likely if you don't have many pages on your website, you're going to be promoting, hey, listen online at our website.com. So the more that you can promote this page, it's going to be better for them as a sponsorship that's alongside that. Some ideal sponsors would be any kind of tech companies, cell phone provider, local internet service providers. All of these will benefit from having an easy access to your stream. So they align perfectly with being a sponsor for that. Number 4 is contest. Surely you do some sort of contest throughout the year on air. So putting contests on your website really just makes sense because, hey, I missed some information about that certain contest on the radio this morning. I got to go to their website to see what they're doing. If it's not there, well, then that's a missed opportunity in all kinds of other ways. So we won't get into that, but contest is a good place to have a sponsorship because they just generate a lot of visits. Even if you don't have a lot of contests on your radio station, if you create a contest page, you'll see that the contest page gets a fair amount of traffic, even though you don't have any contests there. They're going there to make sure that they're not missing out on a contest that your radio station is doing. So it's a good idea to have a sponsorship there as well. Now, I'm not really talking about a overall contest page sponsor. I'm talking about going out to clients and saying, hey, I saw on your Facebook page or on your website that you're giving away a dinner for 2 for Valentine's Day plus this and that and this and that and other thing. Why not host that contest on our radio station website and we'll promote it? And since you're a sponsor of a client of the radio station anyway, it just makes more sense. It just helps that contest to be a whole lot bigger and better. Now, some ideal sponsorships could be really anything. Restaurants is a big one, but entertainment venues, other retailers can be doing all kinds of contests throughout the year. So why not have them put the contest on your radio station website? Now, if you think outside the box a little bit on this, kind of a mind shift thought is what we're going to start calling them, is give away doing contests on your radio station website for free. Hold on, let me finish. But even whether they're a client of the radio station or not, reach out to potential clients and say, hey, why don't you, if you're ever giving anything away of a minimum value, let's say it's a $500 value or $200 value or something like that, a lunch or something like that may not fall into that. But let's say you're trying to land a new client and a way for them to just experience the radio station and the value that the radio station can benefit them. Allow them to give away something on your website for free. No strings attached. For the month of May, we're going to allow you to give away this contest on our radio station website, and we'll even promote it. Pretty good deal for them, right? Because they're not out any money. You're going to facilitate all of everything like that. What you get in return, though, is a lot of visitors to your website. And the banner ads that you have on different pages and things around your website can now benefit from the extra exposure that you're getting from that free contest that you've given away. So that means that the value of those ad positions around your website have now gone up because you've given away a contest to a client, and the traffic that has brought into your website has now offset and made all of your other positions more expensive. All right. So you can still get money for giving something away, is what I'm saying is. So there is a benefit. The client wins because they got something for free. You got something because you got a lot of visitors to your station website, and the people who have bought advertising in these different positions around your station website have now gotten more value because of that extra traffic. So it's a win-win all the way around. All right. So let's get into podcast. That's our number 5. If you're not doing podcasts yet, you really should. Even taking the local news in the morning and creating a podcast out of that, because if somebody missed the newscast in the morning, they can get the news maybe on their lunch break or something like that. via a podcast. And if you have sponsors tied to this, it's going to make it a whole lot better. Not only is it a sponsorship on the page on your website, but maybe a sponsorship within the podcast as well. So it's your Tuesday news brought to you by so-and-so. And some ideal sponsors for this would be maybe audio equipment companies, local event organizers, bookstores, all kinds of sponsors that can benefit from a targeted audience of podcast enthusiasts, because they're a niche of folks who just don't like to listen to things live. They'd rather listen to it in a podcast form. So they're out there. And so if they can still get your content throughout the day, that's a great sponsorship opportunity for you. Now, I will say that you're going to find it a whole lot easier to get sponsors for each one of these 5 if you're promoting them all on air and over social media. You want to promote them with mentions, promos throughout the day to drive traffic to each of these locations, your homepage, your weather page, your contest, your podcast, anything of value on your station website. You really have to promote it throughout the day and at different times so a different audience can hear it. You know the whole sales spiel or whatever. But the key is to getting a lot of traffic to these locations, because the more traffic that you can show coming to these locations, the more easier there are going to be to sell. And you may want to start off, even if you don't have any sponsors for each of these pages to begin with, go ahead, start promoting them like crazy right now. Build up some audience numbers that you can track and then show to potential clients later. Because if you can show the numbers, even if you're in a small market, unrated, don't know anything about ratings, if you can take some numbers out to a client and say, look, 15,000 people have already seen this page this month. So, that number is going to go up. We're going to keep promoting it. And now we're going to promote it sponsored by you. I mean, it's going to be an easier sell. All right. So the key to successful sponsorships is finding the right sponsor to go with each one of these and then promoting it effectively like crazy. All right. And do be sure that the content on each one of these pages is up to date. If you don't have any staff or you don't plan to update the website, then you're back to that person that we spoke about at the very first of this podcast. And that's the one that's not interested in making any money. Because if you can't update the website and it's not fresh every time somebody goes back to it, you can give up on it, because the numbers are not going to be there and the sponsorships will just eventually go away. And we don't think that you should ever bonus any of these sponsorships, because it only devalues the website. You can increase your overall pricing and include the website, but there's still an additional price to advertise on the website. We've seen some people, they didn't know how to sell the website. So what they did is they just increased their on-air schedule buys across the board. Everything got an increase, a yearly increase or whatever they want to call it or whatever. But they included the website with the sale. And so that's a good way. If you don't know how to sell the website separately yet, start off by increasing your overall on-air rates and then including the website that way. In the back of our minds, though, we're still not giving the website away. And we can let them know, look, we had to raise our rates because we're including the website as well. And the website is worth something, and that's going to be worth something to you. And so that's how you can play that if you want to. So by diversifying your sponsorship opportunities, you enhance the user experience for your website, and you create new avenues of revenue. Remember that the goal is to create a win-win situation when getting these sponsors and applying them to each one of these locations, like the contest and the podcast sponsors and that sort of thing. The key, though, is ensuring that this content is always fresh and that you're promoting it like crazy in order to keep increasing those numbers of seeing the visitors come back day after day after day. Because, again, we're all about more visitors and more revenue. Do you need help taking the first steps in this? We'd love to help. Just reach out to us at skyrocketradio.com. Have an awesome week online, making your radio station website better. We'll We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Better Radio Websites. Remember to subscribe, leave a rating or comment, and share this episode with your team and radio colleagues. For show notes, archived episodes, and more free resources, visit betterradiowebsites.com. Need help starting or making your radio website better? Visit skyrocketradio.com.